we make a lot of specialty transducers for different programs, a lot of it government programs. Our biggest strength is the experience of the people there. Everybody is over 15 years, 20 years of experience in what they do. So there's a lot of specialized talent in all the different areas.
I'm Celia Cano here with Marine Technology TV here at Oceanology International in London. I'm here today with Fred Hegg, VP of Business and Development at Falmouth Scientific. Thank you for being here today.
Great, thanks.
Can you start by just telling us broadly, what do you guys do?
At Falmouth Scientific, we have three main product areas that we focus on. One is sensors. We have a current meter over here that measures a single point current. So it measures the current, the velocity, heading, direction with optional sensors for the oceanographic industry. Then we make transducers, such as this one. This is a low frequency transducer. It's around 650 hertz. So if you're familiar with transducers, normally it would be something like this. So to have that in a small package, it allows it to be put on AUVs and other smaller devices and still have long-range communications or some types of sub-bottoms, or it can mimic different things. So that's used in a lot of applications. And then we make other systems. Like this here is a traditional a pole-mounted sub-bottom system. So it's lightweight. You can put it over the side of a boat and it would penetrate into the seabed, maybe 25, 50 meters on that order of things.
Awesome. And what sets you apart from other, companies in the market?
We do a lot of work, and we're not really known much for transducers, but we make a lot of specialty transducers for different programs, a lot of it government programs. So we come up with all the fixtures and the designs, and many of them aren't exportable, so it's not commercially known, but that's a big strength of ours. Our biggest strength is the experience of the people there. Everybody is over 15 years, 20 years of experience in what they do. So there's a lot of specialized talent in all the different areas.
Fantastic. And you mentioned, government applications. And so I want to talk about your customer base in general. Who are your customers? And then what sort of applications or sectors are you seeing your technology used for?
For the current meters, there's some oil and gas, Petrobras. Right after the Deepwater Horizon accident, they used a lot of our current meters. They were required on the cleanup vessels. So what they were doing with it was it can measure very slow currents, very low currents, and it can measure very close to the surface. So what they would use they put the booms out to contain the oil slick. They would also use a current meter so they could control the boat and keep it drifting positioned with the oil slick. So that was a unique application for that. Also diver salvage applications, where they want to know exactly what the current is near where the dive site is going to be. With a profiling type current meter, you can't actually see what it is right where the diver is going to be. So it's used to lower down, verify what the currents are for a diver, and then bring it back up. And then also universities and other applications, they would use the current meters. And the sub-bottom type systems would be small survey companies. They would use it mainly for coastal inland waterways, rivers, and so forth. And obviously we discussed a bit about the government programs. What we also do is for nearly 20 years, we've been the sole source provider of a explosion-proof density meter for the submarines. So it's actually a CTD, but they use it for a density meter because you have such a big, long volume of air or whatever have you, and as they go through different densities of seawater, Arctic conditions, they know what's happening to control the buoyancy and whatever they need to do. Probably our biggest growth area is in this device here. It's called the Aquapulse. and it's used for seismic systems, or people would traditionally think of it as a sub bottom, but it can penetrate much deeper than a normal sub bottom system. It starts to approach the depths only was once capable of air guns, small air guns. So we have a whole range of systems. So we have all the various devices in the whole family. So these can be operated off on small vessels. So you can see there's a small boat, like a open center console vessel, and to much larger vessels. So this device, the smaller one, you can penetrate 75, over 100 meters into the seabed, depending on the seabed type. There's a dual version of this with the smaller sources. So this will get you into the 200-meter type of range, depending on the sediment type. And then the larger one, which we saw a comparison of, it was the one that was a bit shorter. This device will get you in the 400 to 500-meter range. And if you want to go deeper than that, then this device, this package here, will get you in the 700-800-meter range. So depending on your application and the size of the vessel, we got a whole suite of devices that can suit the client. So in the same family as these products here is a patented configuration that we can see in this area. And what you have is, it's actually two sources making a sandwich, one on top of the other. And what this has the ability to do is you can transmit on one source, fire just one source, and get a certain bandwidth, whatever frequency it happens to operate. In this case, 70 hertz, 1700 hertz. And what happens is when you turn them both on, you get a much lower frequency. That's because when you couple the two sources together, it's like an accordion. As they get forced apart, now the outer plates of the source are moving twice as far. So if they're moving twice as far, they're moving twice the distance, they're taking a lot longer to move. So the pressure wave becomes a lot longer, and thus the frequency becomes a lot lower. So instantly, with a flick of the switch, you can get a lot more penetration into the seabed in a small package, a small configuration like this.